The following content is for entertainment purposes only. All of the voices in this video and this disclaimer were generated using artificial intelligence and are not actual quotes of the persons depicted. This content is purely satirical and is in no way a political advertisement or contains any political bias. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 1 of President's Play Pokemon Crystal. This season on the channel we're doing a randomized Nuzlocke so all of the Pokemon we encounter can be different than they normally are. It's a whole new world
Joe,
we
what
live
the
in.
fuck are you talking about? This isn't episode 1. This is episode 21. I'm telling you to fire that damn yes man you have as a White House doctor because your dementia finds a brand new evolution every episode.
Donald, what are you talking about? How could it be episode 21 if we're in New Bark Town? I'm starting to think you're the one with memory decline. If we were as far along as you said we would be in Blackthorn City by now. But holy shit, forget that. Can you believe how great this randomizer is? Instead of a Pokédex, we got a Master Ball. I can't wait to see what the starters are.
I really hate take your kid to work day. Obama put a leash on him or some duct tape over his mouth. If I have to go through these trainers while listening to his nonsense, I'm going to blow a fucking gasket.
If anybody's going to talk about bring your child to work day, you're the last person who should be doing that. But Joe, if you don't get your head on straight this instant, I'm putting the lock back on the freezer until next week's episode.
Please, Dad, don't take my ice cream away from me. I wish I went to work with Mom today instead. She's so much nicer than you.
Take your child to work day was in fucking April. It's been hotter than the surface of the sun over the past month, so you can't even pretend it's been that time of the year. Also, for the last time, I am not your father, Joseph. You were my vice president, and now you are my friend. Nothing more.
Barack is the father of the year over here. I can't believe he just disowned his son in front of 15 people on YouTube. I'm so sorry, Joe, but I guess you have to go to the orphanage for all 1,000-year-old zombies now. It was nice having you around for the time that we did.
I swear on all that's holy, I'll finish the job, and I won't miss like that stupid kid.
And that seems like the perfect time to jump in and do an actual intro for this episode. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 21 of President's Play Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Nuzlocke. Today we have Donald taking on the first half of the trainer gauntlet on the way to Victory Road. He'll also be getting 3 encounters, so some big chances to fill the vacancy of our 6th party member. However, today we already have our 6th party member being my amazing Egg Hatch from way back in Ecruteak City. Of course, we all knew that it would end up being the perfect hidden machine slave, being able to learn Cut, Waterfall, Whirlpool, and Fly.
Oh yeah, you had so much faith in Phanpy back then. In fact, I remember you naming it Why No Legend, which translates to Savior of the franchise and my favorite Pokemon. Totally not, goddammit. Why didn't I get a team member that I actually wanted, right, George?
That was just a test for you. I knew exactly what its true potential was. And seeing it took until episode 21 to use it, you failed, unfortunately. Such a shame. But I'll tell you what, I'll let you off the hook if you catch this Golem. It's not the greatest, but a final evolution with 485 base stats isn't the worst party member if we don't get anything else. Does anyone have a name idea for it when we catch it?
Balls, 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 balls.
Oh my God, is this finally the end for Joe? I think he's having a stroke. Oh well, you had a good run, Joe. We'll all miss you. Anyway, in more important news, I should have this thing caught any second now, so hopefully it has good stats.
I wasn't having a stroke, fat ass, and to be honest, I'm not sure what possessed me there, but I just felt a mighty need to repeat balls on repeat. Can you please name it that, Donald?
At the risk of that possession growing, if I don't name it balls, I'll do that, but not for any other reason. I really hope my next encounter is something better so we seriously don't have balls on the Hall of Fame team. For anybody who wants an autograph, I will be signing them outside the Oval Office after the filming of this episode. Prices start at $100 per signing, and you can only have something autographed that you purchase separately from my personal store. Good thing I just happened to bring my trailer today that has all my merchandise in there.
That's what you're keeping in that trailer? No wonder nobody has been anywhere near it all day. But all things considered, that's an awesome encounter, Donald, and if it has anything close to decent stats and moves, you just know, this is going to be a crowd favorite. Hell of a job, man, just catch it now.
I even have Rudy Giuliani working there for some extra cash since he just got disbarred in New York. Oh shit, I just remembered I forgot to leave a window down for him in there. His hair dye is going to melt all over my priceless merchandise. Fuck!
Don't worry about it, Donald. I'm sure the people will survive without your $60 Bibles and gaudy-ass gold shoes. In fact, those shoes might look better in black anyway.
Quiet. I need silence for this capture.
Oh, sweet, we caught the shiny Pikachu. Can we name it Balls as well?
Since Shendu didn't work, I'm going to try Shenron this time. Editor, can you please insert a jump here so we can skip to the Pokemon Center where we can check their stats? Also, everyone I know why Biden is saying these stupid-ass things. He told me last night he was falling asleep to GP6's Sapphire movie, so he's subconsciously repeating lines from that. For the last time Joe stopped falling asleep to President's videos, the last thing we need is you constantly quoting that content. You need to be a true man of culture and fall asleep to the Hell's Kitchen channel on Samsung TV.
Is there ever a time you don't think about food? Of course you would fall asleep to the Hell's Kitchen channel. But unfortunately, it looks like the randomizer didn't optimize these guys. Their speed stats are both pretty low despite the pretty decent balance everywhere else. Not what I was hoping for, but not the worst as well. We did need some decent reserves, so at least we can say we don't need that anymore. You got one more encounter this episode, Donald, so hopefully you saved the best for last.
You know I have Barack. And as this portly man says, that's one small step for Biden and one giant leap for Trump kind. It took 21 episodes, but we... Wait a second, did we ever even get the map app for our Poke gear? I can't even see that we're in Kanto. God damn it, how is that even possible?
While that is indeed as disappointing as you butchering Neil Armstrong's quote, I do have to say the waterfall animation in this game is just awesome. I'm not sure why we needed to go full Tony Hawk mode and do an 1800 on our way up the waterfall, but it's still so cool.
Couldn't have given the credit to a professional surfer since we're in the water there, George?
In all honesty, I couldn't name a professional surfer if my life was on the line, so no disrespect intended. I'll instead throw my disrespect onto Donald for getting a Pokemon as wide as him instead of something useful for his third encounter. When are you going to encounter a legend like I did Donald?
One weakness and 450 base stats is far from a bad encounter, George. This might end up being pretty damn good for us. But can one of you catch it for me? I just got the notification that my DoorDash order is here, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got you. I don't even think I need to land another hit on it and can just chuck Ultra Balls at it. Did you get anything for us?
He's gone already, so he can't hear you. Only time he moves quickly is when he's on his way to food. But can you think of any time he ever ordered us any food? Every time we ask, it's always buying extra in this economy this, or I'm up to my ass in debt. Because lawyer fees that. He'll never even get us fries to split.
I never thought about it, but you're absolutely right. He's going to walk back in here with a family-sized meal, and we're going to look like John Goodman's family in that Family Guy scene. That's it. I'm getting revenge on him for this. If he ever wants to use this Chansey that he thinks will be useful, it will come at a price. I got the perfect nickname for this thing. All right, boys, watch this.
Oh my God, that's absolutely perfect, George. Hang it in every museum around the world. If there was a comment question for our favorite nickname so far in this series, I'm sure this would be at the top for sure.
While I'm sure 99% of the answers will be compatible, let's make that the comment question this week, and hopefully I'll be proven wrong. Everybody let us know in the comments below what your favorite nickname from this series has been. Personally, for me, it's got to be this.
I appreciate the kind words, gentlemen. It was a nickname that could only be founded through pure disappointment over the homies not getting you a snack. But it looks like Donald isn't back yet, so I guess I can start this battle for him as well.
The fuck you're going to take Arnold's first controller. Now, you liability-looking yeehaw ass. One fucking matchup and you prove you've learned nothing from your last episode. I swear I'll get Joe enough ice cream and Obama enough drones to convince them to ban you from playing with us. I thought Arnold was gone for sure.
Heart attack avoided, but don't worry, George, no amount of drones would be able to make me vote to ban you. Not only do I have enough stockpile for the next 50 lifetimes, but your friend and friends come first.
How much ice cream are we talking, Donald? I mean, of course, I would never hypothetically agree to this, but I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't at least entertain this offer of yours. Art of the deal, am I right?
I can see you're learning, Joe. Did you have one of your staffers read you my book as a bedtime story? Regardless, here's my offer to you. Not only will I buy you your own personal ice cream truck, but I'll transfer Rudy from my memorabilia trailer to be a full-time employee at the truck. Since it's cold in there, his hair dye will never run and get in the ice cream, so there's no worry about that.
We're on the 5-yard line right now, Donald, but I have a sinking suspicion that Rudy might poison my ice cream, so I would need a different full-time employee. Tell you what, if you can get that cashier from Wawa to work full-time at the ice cream truck, I think we can make a deal.
Yeah, I'm going to stop this conversation right fucking now. Joe, you aren't taking this deal and George isn't going anywhere. I'm ashamed at you for falling for one of Donald's ploys. But speaking of Wawa, the donations are how we eat there. So let's get into the donations from last week. Our first one came from our boy Legendary Gamer. He throws us 7 more Canadian people money, and he answered our comment question by hoping Squirtle would be our 6th member. There is a chance, of course, we find one and it would evolve pretty quickly. Thanks again for another donation, buddy.
Despite this incredible slander and knowledge that a cold treat means more to Biden than my play, I'll somehow muster the strength to do this next donation. Because despite all my rage, I'm just trapped in this cage. Our next donation came from, yeah, you're right, and he sends us $10 through Ko-Fi. Thank you again for donating that way so YouTube doesn't take any fees on your donation and we get the whole thing. He wonders why you turned down Donald's challenge to Golf Joe. You upset his mom by doing this, and she's not even a Trump supporter.
When you've got this level of drip and you pull as many shotties as Joey B got, sometimes you're going to leave one of the ladies disappointed. But I didn't turn down his challenge. I got my handicap down to a 6 when I was vice president. Donald just never agreed to walk the course because he needs a cart. I mean, who else would want to golf against somebody who has their handicap down to an 8?
Did he get something else from the Crazy Cap store? Because if Drip Biden is back and Joe is talking like that, we need to get rid of that clothing immediately. Hurry before he calls himself the Rizzler again.
Only Joe could go from talking like some Gen Alpha ho to his dementia-riddled silent generation ass in a single statement. Is your handicap a 6 or an 8, Joe? That's a rhetorical question, by the way, because I know I said you can't hit the ball 50 yards, but I would actually be surprised if you can even lift a sand wedge.
My handicap is the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from Crazy Cap on him. I think he just had another one of his episodes, and that assortment of words somehow escaped his pudding substitute of a brain. How about you just read the next donation, Joe? Think you're up to it.
Of course, I'm up to it. I'm the youngest and most energetic person in this room, George. Geez, these geezers just can't keep up with my energy, I tell you. Anyway, our next donation comes from Memel over 150. He donates us $2 and asks why we're playing Ruby in Season 3 instead of Emerald after we played the first 2 remake games already. I'm glad somebody asked this as a donation because it's a question we've been getting a lot, and it's something we want to answer very clearly. You see, if we had to pick our favorite out of the 3, it's Emerald without a doubt. But the President's community isn't a toxic or backstabbing community. We all respect each other and want to see each other grow. Our basketball spinning showdown battling friend already made an amazing Emerald series that is about to come to an end, and gay producer Dick's already made an equally great Sapphire series. We would never step on either of their toes and make a playthrough for a game they already made. Instead, we're not only going to complete the trilogy of Generation 3 games, but we're also going to complete the trilogy of playthroughs as well. We're going to do a vanilla Nuzlocke of Ruby so that you have our playthrough, the vanilla version, and the randomized Nuzlocke version. 3 games, 3 styles, and of course 2 creators and an Irish furry.
I would love to talk shit about your energy, but I have to give you credit for almost speaking 1,400 characters without skipping a beat, Joe. But yeah, we know a lot of people have been asking, and we just want to put that conversation and those rumors to bed once and for all. Anyway, moving on to our final donation, it was an absolute whale of a donation as it ties the all-time channel record being for $100. And again, thank you so much for doing this through Ko-fi so YouTube didn't take almost half of it. Can you believe those jackasses take almost half your donation if you donate through this platform? That's why we don't have our memberships on here, because it's stupid to see half your money going to them. But again, shout out to AC Gonzalez for his incredibly generous $100 donation and for saying this is the best series on YouTube. We here also look forward to the return of Dark Brandon and Clinton as well. Maybe they can even show up and play for Bush next time he's up. Who knows? Thank you again, man.
Is this slander going to stop anytime soon? You know what, maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Instead of getting angry with you guys, I'll try being nice instead. You know what they say down in Texas, you catch more honeys with steak than vegetables. Donald, we haven't really mentioned it yet, other than when you ticked off Barack earlier, but I just wanted to take a minute to say we're so glad you're here with us today. We couldn't be happier that piece of shit missed his shot, and that you escaped with only the small damage to your ear that he did.
I doubt I've spent a week of my life in that state, but I'm pretty sure that nobody says that saying there or anywhere on this planet Earth, but I do have to agree with him, Donald. If anything, that's a sick new ear piercing you got. Have you picked which rock you're going to put in there?
I appreciate the kind words, gentlemen. And Obama, do you think it would be too over the top to put an 8-carat diamond in there, or would I become that guy? The last thing I want is to become a person who has constant drama and controversy surrounding me.
Oh, Donald, no, you would never be thought of as a controversial figure. Everybody only has the purest of thoughts about your character. But if you ask me, you gotta go big when it comes to a right ear piercing. Show everyone out there that you're happy with who you are.
Why are you putting emphasis on the piercing being on my right ear? Oh wait, never mind, I remember the meaning of that. Never mind, piercing plans have been canceled.
Thanks a lot, Obama. Bro was literally about to come out of the closet in front of the entire RNC, and you just had to remind him what that meant. But to be honest, Donald, we are all very happy that the kid who looked like GP 6'5" years ago is a worse shot than Hank Hill. I actually needed sports to realize this happened. The second I saw Nick Castellanos hit a home run, I went searching the internet for a tragedy, and what do you know, I see what happened at your rally. I swear that man is a witch who needs to be burned at the stake. How does he hit a home run every time a really bad event happens?
And to think nobody would have realized that fact if it wasn't for that Reds announcer being a homophobic jerk-off, as there's a drive into deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that will make it a 4-0 ball game.
Legendary copy pasta right there, but Donald, are you sure about the switch to Starmie right here? Don't you remember the last time we faced one of these? It knows growth, which is a pure counter to drill peck. If it knows any other moves, we could be in not only massive trouble for this matchup, but if that legendary powers up too much, it could mean the end of the run.
Would you prefer I bring in Arnold, Mystery, or Arcanine, who are all weak to Bubble Beam? We have to act off the known and not the unknown. Also, if it knows a stab psychic move, then we resist that as well. I'm putting all our eggs in the Me Too basket, and this probably isn't the last time one of these situations are going to arise. With the levels as high as they are, any matchup could be our last, and we have to battle with knowledge and passion. Never fear.
And you nailed that decision right there, Donald. With the speed edge now, we'll be able to knock out before that bird's next attack. Hell of a job, man. Keep that fire burning.
That's just what being a trustworthy trainer is all about, my man. Sometimes you just gotta trust your instincts, but you always have to stick by your decision no matter what it is. But never mind on keeping that fire burning, because now we need to extinguish our second legendary bird in this trainer battle. I'll switch to Arcanine and throw non-rock type attack rocks at it until it falls right out of the sky.
I think you should have left Starmie in right there, Donald. It doesn't have a great physical defensive stat if I remember. As I was saying, switching out of Starmie was absolutely the best decision you could have made right there, and well done on making the exact same read I made there, Trump. Anybody with half a brain would have known Fire Chicken was going to use Thunder.
Were you two in another drone strike at the same time that we were? But instead of being knocked unconscious, it took away your future sight abilities? Maybe Donald and I should just split the Elite Four and lance ourselves, because holy shit, that would have been the end of our Mewtwo right there if you were playing.
You know when Dementia Joe is able to call out your bullshit you turn that you really messed up. I was only half joking earlier when I made that suggestion about Bush, but guys, holy fuck. I don't know if you need to have theme songs playing at all times, or you need to be playing in alternate forms at all times. I'm begging you, Barack, please use Ultra Instinct when we get to the Elite Four and George learn how to use Nen or something.
Me able to use Nen? Yeah, Donald, you called it. I'm definitely able to channel powers from the Hunter x Hunter universe. Don't be ridiculous. While I'm jealous you all can call on alternate forms, I am definitely just a regular Texan with no other powers.
George, you just did the same eye twitch you do when you're bluffing in poker. You don't actually have Nen abilities, do you?
God fucking damn you guys. You just had to directly ask that question, didn't you, Obama?
What the fuck, George? You had a hidden ability this entire time and you didn't tell us. What the hell's the matter with you, man? Why have you been holding back?
What the others didn't know is that George wasn't hiding his power for selfish reasons. He instead
Hey,
was doing it for the good of the
Show
team.
yourself.
It's
After
the
being
narrator that
challenged
comes
by
with
his
the
Vice
ability, just
President
let
Dick
him do his
Cheney
thing.
for the Oval Office
He
in a
also has an
Pokémon
8-bit
battle,
remix
George
of the song
underwent
from
deep
the
training.
show, so we don't get hit with
Further
copyright.
training of this ability turned George into the greatest Pokémon battler that Washington had ever seen. The name of the ability would go on to be named Deadeye, and George could see the next 10 moves of the
I'm
match
battling
without
the ghost
fail.
of Shendu if anybody
However,
cares.
that power would be deemed rather useless in Generation 4 as the rise of stall tactics took center stage. In search of the ability to be able to see 50 turns in advance, Bush signed a NEN contract that restricted usage of Deadeye to once every 3 months, and if anybody asked him point blank if he had NEN abilities, he would have to confess or the blade in his heart would end his life.
I fell asleep like halfway through that novel. Can someone give me the too long didn't read version?
George could sweep your ass so fast your head would spin if he really wanted to.
I swear, men, I was going to reveal this during my Elite Four battle so that I could tell you the limitations and strength of my ability. If I use it during the Elite Four and during our battle with Red, that should be able to space it out enough and guarantee us victory.
That has to be the most busted ability I've ever heard of. And since you're using NEN, nobody who can't use it themselves like any of us would even know. George, I don't know what to say except I'm sorry. With you on our team, this run is guaranteed completed.
Hold on for a second, Donald. Wouldn't that make things too easy? How about this? We let George use his ability only when it's his turn against his Elite Four member and his certain Pokemon against Lance and Red. He can't use it to assist us. We still have to do our part ourselves.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Biden, what do you think about it? Oh, Jesus Christ, Biden, wake the fuck up.
I'm awake for real this time. Is it my turn yet?
No, you moron. You wouldn't even play until next week anyway. But seeing as you look like you could fall asleep any second now, how about we call this Shendu family reunion our last battle of the episode and you can take over after that?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. I'll give you credit, Donald, you actually played pretty well today. And I thank you very much for keeping the entire team upright for me. I can't wait to get us right to the Indigo Plateau next episode. And just think about it, men. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be 2-time Hall of Famers and 2-time certified Pokemon Masters.
It's very rare indeed, but you hit the nail right on the head with that one Joe. But everyone watching, I hope you all were satisfied by my God tier play today, and hopefully Biden can replicate it next week. Thank you so much for showing up today, and we can't wait to see you next Thursday for episode 22.
That's pretty cool ending the episode going up against the entire vanilla Shendu evolution line. Good thing we unfortunately know its weaknesses. A huge shout out as always to our channel members Bradley and Hector over on Ko-fi. If you would like to join them and be mentioned at the end of every episode like this, you can do so by heading over to our Ko-fi page in the description. We can't wait to see you next week.
I forgot how fucking epic I look when I'm in this form. And for anyone out there thinking, hey George, aren't you using the ability right now? How are you going to use it in 2 weeks' time? Don't worry about that. I haven't actually used Deadeye, I just used my powers to make my appearance visible for all of you. And of course, as always, don't forget to answer our comment question and join the Discord in the description below. We just passed the 700 member mark, and if you haven't joined yet, you're really missing out. See you next week, partners.
You're the best community on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you, and holy fucking shit, guys. George is glowing. What the fuck is going on?
Joe, I actually can't even.